All right, good morning. We are getting started here. It is 9 o'clock. I am pulling up the Facebook page. You know how we do this, one little thing at a time every morning as we get started. Feels like it's been a while, but it's only been a week since it was Monday. It works that way every week. And today, our topic for the day is specialization in the professional beauty industry. So we're going to get into that in a big way and share a whole lot of information and enjoy a class together as we kick off the week. There is so much going on that I'm excited to tell you about and excited to share with you and excited to get us into. So here we go. Want to start out by mentioning that links have gone live this morning, and I have started to make everybody aware, invite everybody to participate on Monday, 1 week from today at 8 p.m. Central Time. I am doing a webinar/Zoom meeting on my 10 predictions for the future of the haircutting business. 10 predictions for the future of the haircutting business. Totally free program. Everyone is invited and welcome to join. There is a link posted to all my Facebook pages. There is a link in my profile on my Instagram. I'm starting to spread that link around. I tweeted it this morning. If you can't find the link, DM me, and of course I will send you the link. But 1 week from tonight, my 10 predictions on the future of the haircutting industry. I look forward to sharing that program and sharing that conversation with everyone, so you are invited to join in on it. Let's start out, of course, with a quick peek at $100,000 Hair Cutter. Today is Monday. Today is July 20th, day 201, with 164 days remaining in the year. Go cordless. Now, it's interesting. I wrote this, the book's 2 years ago. Maybe a little more than that one before I wrote it and edited it. Many hair cutters prefer to cut with corded tools for the first time in history. There are choices that offer power and run times that allow cordless clippers to make sense behind the chair. So, in the technical haircutting category, and the latest in cordless, this is the new JRL 2020. Some of you have seen I've started to use this in videos. I'm going to use it in some cutting demos. I'm very intrigued by a number of features that the tool offers. Kind of cool. But again, lithium-ion battery technology has made cordless really a credible choice for the first time in history. 3 years ago, if you would have asked me, I didn't have a single cordless tool on my station, and I didn't really use cordless tools very much because literally they just couldn't cut it, so to speak. Today, we have lots of tools. Every manufacturer offers cordless. Every manufacturer offers quality offerings, good tools, viable choices in cordless options. And the JRL 2020, it is 2020, is just one of the latest, newest sort of entries into that conversation. So go cordless is your $100,000 hair cutter tip of the day, and we can only go there because it truly is a viable option now. Don't forget to order your copy of the book if you don't have it. And if you'd like the $100,000 hair cutter inspiration or motivation on a daily basis, but you're not a book person, you're not a podcast person, you don't want to do the audio, you don't want to do the paper or digital, you can do the daily update, which is done through my Patreon page. I'll put the link in the description of this video later, but it's patreon.com/IvanZoot. You can subscribe there and receive the daily tip electronically every single day. Really cool option, and just another way to play with $100,000 hair cutter. All right, let's get into the topic of the day. That may be a record for me. 7 minutes after the hour, and we are into the topic. You know, in the earlier days of the coronavirus lockdown experience, I was doing 3 classes a day, and I was holding to hour-long classes. And I know as we've moved on and schools have opened and shops and salons have opened, and now some have closed, my heart is with you, my friends. We've tinkered with these a little bit, and some of them have been a bit shorter, but I'm committed to no more than an hour, but I'm also committed to getting the information out in a powerful way. So if I can cover the topic in 35, well, boom, you're going to get the topic in a nice, clean, tight 35. And then I'm going to get on to lots of other things we have going on today and in the business. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in with me. Specialization. The expression I love to use when I talk about specialization in the industry is, if you are everything to everyone, you are nothing to anyone. If you are everything to everyone, you are nothing to anyone. And I think that phrase really underscores what it means to specialize today in the professional haircut marketplace or in the professional beauty industry. I always use as an example gym shoes. And we've all been to the mall, and we all know that if you walk around the mall, we don't walk around the mall that much these days, but if you walk around the mall, there are lots of gym shoe stores at the mall. It seems like the mall is first and foremost a collection of gym shoe stores. If you go into a single gym shoe store, there are lots and lots of gym shoes. It seems like a gym shoe store is a collection of different gym shoes. Purposes, colors, designs, textures, finishes, materials, you name it. Lots of choice in gym shoes. Lots of stores with lots of shoes and lots of choice. Almost an infinite number of gym shoes are available for purchase at the mall. However, with all of the shoes available at the mall, somewhere in the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, there are people online on the Nike website custom building their very own Nikes. No two pair would ever be the same. I want that sole, and I want that outsole, and I want that upper, and I want that colored swoosh. I want those laces. I want my initials on the back. All the details, all the stitching, you name it. Fully customizable. Think about that for a minute. With all the stores and all the shoes and all the options and all the choices, there are still not enough shoes for everybody to find the ones they want, because people want theirs to be unique, special, different, and custom. That's a reflection of specialization as we experience it in today's economy. I want to give you another example because I think everyone can relate to the gym shoe example, but this is one that came to my notice a while ago, but I think it fits in the same conversation. Are you familiar with the Freestyle machine from Coca-Cola? Many food outlets, primarily food outlets, food courts, restaurants, fast food, you name it, have that Coca-Cola Freestyle machine. I've even seen it in some finer dining restaurants where it's not on the floor where individuals have access to it, but where the service personnel can access and utilize the machine in the back, allowing literally an infinite number of custom flavors. We have Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, and root beer, and water, and lemonade. And that's it. When has that been okay recently? It's not. People want choice. People want everything. I want my Coke with vanilla and cherry, and I want my Sprite with orange and pomegranate, and boop, 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 boop. And you can make any flavor you want on the Freestyle machine. One neat little fact that I learned about the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine is that that thing, of course, is a computer. That thing, of course, has a chip and memory, and that thing is probably, although I don't know, hooked up to the internet. And that Coca-Cola accesses the data from the machine to download information on what people are drinking. And of course, they know where they put the machine geographically. They know its zip code. And they're taking this data from these machines to track the patterns of drinking habits of the American public in the water and soft drink category. And they're using that data to make marketing decisions about new product introductions, specials, one-of-a-kinds, features, you name it. They're basically saying to the consumer, take what you want, we're going to know what you want, and in the future, we're going to try hard to give you more of what you want. That's specialization. That's exciting and that's powerful. And that's just two examples that I think most people can relate to. Gym shoes and soft drinks. Everybody knows about those. Even if you're not a gym shoe wearer and a soft drink drinker, you can relate to these kinds of things. So I really believe there's a call. I really believe there's an opportunity. I really believe there's a need to specialize in our industry. I believe that today, if you want to do world-class hair color for premium prices in a major American city, I don't think you can cut hair. I think hair color has become too specialized. The demands and needs of hair color customers have become too specialized, and it's impossible for you to know everything you need to know about hair color and be an expert in hair cutting. You know, when I got into the beauty industry over 30 years ago, when I showed up for beauty school, if you showed up at my beauty school and you said, I'm excited to be in beauty school, and when I graduate, I'm going to become a colorist. 30 plus years ago, if you would have made that claim at a beauty school, they would have said, you're going to be a what? They wouldn't have understood what you meant. 32 years ago, when I started cosmetology school, there was no such thing as a colorist. Really, there were some. But generally, everybody did everything. Everybody did everything generally. And we weren't focused like that. Today, I've come across cosmetology schools where you can participate in a general cosmetology program, but specifically focus on hair color or texture or men's hair. It's almost like a major in colleges where, yeah, I'm getting a liberal arts degree with a major in blah, 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 or something like that. So I think we're starting to see some of that. The industry has become highly, highly specialized. If you're going to cut hair, world-class hair cutting, shape crafting, really amazing haircuts in a major city for premium prices in America today, I don't think you can also color hair. Same example, same idea. Our industry has become highly, highly specialized. Now, I can tell you in the area of specialization from my own personal experience, I caught the bug for short hair. I worked as an assistant shampoo girl, rinsing somebody else's color, sweeping somebody else's floors, folding somebody else's towels, early on in my career. And I worked for a guy as a senior hairdresser, I was his assistant, who specialized in short hair. Now, I don't think he woke up one day and decided to specialize in short hair. I think he was really good at short hair, and I think his short-haired customers sent him their short-haired friends. And I think to some extent, specialization happens organically. You do what you do and build what you build. I had another experience with another hairdresser that I was an assistant for, who was lamenting the fact that so many of her clients had miserably thin and fine hair. And that she really wished, looking at other chairs in the shop, she really wished she could work with some thicker, different texture of hair. But the majority of her clientele was miserably thin and fine hair. And as she shared her desire to be doing something else, I pointed out to her two things. I said, you do know two things. I said, number one, you are really, really, really good at creating magic with thin and fine hair. I can see it in your clients. I see it in the results of the work that you do and the happiness that these people experience when you truly make something out of nothing, I think was the way I put it. I said, you have a knack for it. You have a talent for it. You're really good at it. And it's no surprise that thin and fine-haired clients like you, and thin and fine-haired clients send their friends. And the other thing I pointed out to my friend was, you do recognize that you have on your head miserable thin and fine hair. And she laughed and she said, well, yeah, I know how to work with thin and fine hair. I've had to do it my whole life. Here's a woman who at the time had to be every bit of 50, when I was a youngster in the business, who intrinsically understood that this is kind of how and why this happened. And at the end of the day, it was very lucrative for her. She did so extremely well with it. So sometimes these specializations are things you can declare. That's my story. I'll tell you that in a moment. Or sometimes these are things that happen by default. I think in the case of these two senior stylists I worked with, they didn't set out to do this. It just happened to them. Me, on the other hand, having worked for the short-haired specialist, I caught the bug. I began to understand short hair. All the benefits of short hair. Short hair comes back faster. Short hair takes less time in the chair. Short hair is easier to do. Short hair buys more chemicals because you cut the color off fast. Short hair buys more hair care product. Short hair sends referrals. All the good reasons. I made a conscious decision one day, back in the day when I had my salon. I made the decision to specialize in short hair. How do you do that? It's not that complicated. I woke up one day and I said, I specialize in short hair. And I woke up that day and I said, I'm not doing hair that touches the shoulder anymore. If your hair touches your shoulder, it's too long for me. I'm not going to do it. So I showed up at my salon. I was the owner of the salon. So, you know, one of the benefits of being the owner is you can make rules and you can do what you want. And I got my team together and I said, hey, we're having a little meeting real quick. And I said, listen, guys, as of today, you need to know Ivan specializes in short hair. Ivan only cuts short hair. If your hair touches your shoulder, you cannot sit in my chair unless we're talking about taking it off the shoulder. I made the determination there had to be sunshine between your hair and your shoulder. That was for me, especially as it related to ladies' haircuts. That I had a dozen or more, sometimes 20 other hair cutters on my team. And if you've got long hair, I got somebody who'll cut you. There's somebody on the team who would be delighted to serve you. But Ivan specializes in short hair. Well, I want to tell you, I got busier faster. All of a sudden, simply through the process of declaring a specialty, I became more important to some people. The people that had short hair that loved me were excited by the fact that that was my specialty. Some people that had never heard of me before found out about this guy who specializes in short hair, and they came calling. Other people sat in my chair and said, could I go short? Could short work for me? Could I be short? And all of a sudden, we were having a short hair conversation. That's a beautiful thing. And boom, hair hit the floor. I got busier, and I made more money when I chose to specialize. Now, there's an element of specialization that I do want to address as a part of this conversation because I think it's really important. I think it's important all the time in life. I think it's important in every conversation. That piece of the conversation I want to address is happiness. Happiness. Being happy. If you specialize, you will be happier. It's not that complicated. Doing what you love will make you happy. Doing what you enjoy is better and more fun. Doing what you're excited about makes the days go by quicker and faster and makes the work not even work at all. You cannot underestimate, do not misunderestimate, thank you, President Bush, do not misunderestimate the power of specialization to deliver satisfaction in your career and in your day-to-day activities. You know, I didn't like to perm. I hated perming. Probably no coincidence, I was horrible at perming. And I had an employee on my team at the time who loved to perm. She was never happier than when she was winding up little rods of hair. And the funny thing about this team member was I would have a client with a perm in my chair, a couple chairs down from her, and it would be time to do a test curl. And I would take off the plastic cap, and I would take the cap off the rod, and I would unwind the rod a little bit, and I would look at the hair. I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know what I was supposed to be seeing. And 2-3 chairs away, this team member would look over at what I was doing, and she would go, 3 more minutes. What? 3 more minutes. It needs 3 more minutes. And I would go, 3 more minutes? 3 more minutes. Okay. I'd wind it back up, bag her up, park her, set the timer for 3. And you know what? This girl was always right. Because she loved to perm. She was wildly passionate about perming. She was really good at it. Well, when I decided to specialize in short hair, you know what else I decided? I don't perm anymore. How difficult is it for me to tell all my clients, you can have a perm, no problem. My teammate will perm you and then I will cut you afterwards. No problem. We can set that up in the appointment book. We can make that work for you. Oh, why are you doing that? Because she's the perm specialist. Oh my God, her perms are perfect. Now, if those of you that have been in the business a while and we're doing a lot of perming, because back in the day I was doing a whole lot of perming, know that there's a little bit of anxiety, there's a little bit of stress, and there's a little bit of, I'm not sure, in the world of perming. But not when you're a specialist. Not when you live and breathe and eat it to the point where you know it as well as I know clipper cutting. Happiness is the key here. Do not underestimate the importance of happiness in your career, and don't underestimate the value of specializing in delivering that happiness for you on a daily basis. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is going narrow. How special do you want to get? Well, I'll take you through a little scenario. I'm going to cut hair. That's all I'm going to do. You know, the beauty school textbook is about that thick. Hundreds of pages. I jokingly tell people, yeah, you know, the textbook's about that thick, but I specialize in 4 pages. It's not really that far from the truth. I cut short guys' hair with clippers. That's a specialty. I'm just going to cut hair. No perm, no color, no waxing, no nails, no aesthetics, skincare, massage. This stuff was all covered in my education. I do none of it. I cut hair. Okay, that's a specialty, right? Let's be a little more special. I'm going to cut short hair. If your hair touches your shoulder, no way. I'm not doing it. I don't like it. It's a lot of work. It's not what I enjoy. You know, I do know people in the industry who specialize in long. I remember reading an article about a salon that specialized in ultra long hair. Of course, their rule was if your hair's not past your shoulder, don't come in the shop. I love those people. We could be next door to each other and we could both make so much money. And one of the things they did, they were so respectful of length that when they cut hair from people, I remember reading this, when they cut hair from people, they would gather up the hair that they cut and they would tie it with a little ribbon and they would put it in a little box, almost like a bracelet box, a little long narrow box. They would put it in the box, and when you checked out up front, they would give it to you to take home. That long hair and length was so important and so precious, and they built that into their branding and their marketing. And you could say, no thanks, I don't want it. Or you could take it home and leave it in the car or throw it away, whatever. That was not the point. The point was that length was so precious and so fundamental to who they were and what they were all about that they created a mystique around it. What remarkable branding for a business specializing in length, cherishing length. I love it. So I'm going to cut hair. I'm going to cut short hair. I'm going to go you one further. I'm going to cut guy hair, short guy hair. Now, I don't believe in discrimination, and I don't believe in marketing based on gender, and I don't believe in turning away short-haired customers. I have female clients with quite short hair. I don't know if you want to characterize it as a men's haircut, because it's not, but it's short. But that's my niche, clipper tapered haircuts, which means it's primarily going to be the dudes. But there are plenty of women out there. You could specialize in short women's hair only. Not short women, but women of any height with short hair. You knew what I meant. I love that joke. And then you could go on further and saying not only it's going to be short hair, but it's going to be clipper tapered haircuts. Clipper over comb and clipper guards, fades. You could go one further and say, I'm going to specialize in short hair, clipper cutting, tight fades, military type cutting. And that's what I'm going to do. You could go one step further and say, I'm going to cut hair, short hair, guy hair, clipper tapered haircuts, military type fades, and I'm going to specialize in textured hair, specifically working with the fading and blending of textured hair. If you don't do a lot of textured blends and fades, that's tough work. But if you do it and you're good at it and you're passionate about it, beautiful work like that, we all see it on the web, on the Instagram, and on the back of people's heads out and about. My God, that's a talent. That's a specialty. And there's a business you could build doing that. I always use flat tops as an example. And by the way, I want to migrate this conversation to product specialization as well. We'll go there in a minute. But I use flat tops as an example. I cut a lot of flat tops. I cut more flat tops than most people as a percentage of my clientele. I like cutting flat tops. I've worn them quite a bit myself, although I don't have one right now. I'm good at it. I enjoy it. Back in the day when I had my shop, we're going back over 20 years ago, if I wanted to specialize in flat tops, I don't think that would have been a viable option, because I'd have gotten the word out that I specialize in flat tops. I had a few customers, I'd get a few more, and I'd cut them all. And when I cut everybody that I could find with a flat top, I would probably then sit around twiddling my thumbs waiting for those flat tops to grow back. Now, the nice thing is they're short, they grow back fast. But I'd be waiting for the flat tops to grow back so I could cut them again. Fast forward 22 years. Welcome to the year 2020. Welcome to the idea of specializing in flat tops. Today, if you chose to specialize in flat tops, I don't think you'd ever need to do anything else. You could name your business with a specialty in flat tops. You could have social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, with a specialty in flat tops. Now you're reaching the world. The world will know about you. You could advertise and promote. You could have business cards. And you could get involved in conversations online. You would have people traveling across the country and around the world to come to you for flat tops. Because when you pound that stake in the turf, when you make the statement that this is me, this is what I do, and that no one does it better than me. Now, is it fair to say that? The answer is there's other good flat top cutters out there. There are lots of good flat top cutters out there. But the world is huge, and the world has become very, very small. And you can communicate in these ways with these audiences. I believe if you are everything to everyone, you are nothing to anyone. I said that at the top of the program. As we become more and more specialized, we become more and more valuable to those people that want the value we offer. Let's face it, if you've got hair down to your shoulders and you stumble across flat top guy, you're moving along, nothing to see here. Keep going, keep going. Goodbye. You don't even stop. But if you're passionate about flat tops and you stumble on flat top guy, you dive in with both feet. You're in big, you're in good, you're in hard. You have to know. You want to know. You need to know. You're clicking follow. You're clicking like. You're digging through the old pictures. You're looking at the website. Because it's something you're passionate about. And that's really what specialization comes down to, is passion. You know, I have 4 items in my Clipper Guy line. I've got wax and paste, I've got shave cream, and I've got my AfterBuzz product. Now, truth be told, these are all products for short hair. Paste and wax for styling. Shaving, you can't get any shorter than that. I do a lot of skin flat tops and things. And AfterBuzz is my scalp treatment product for scalp care for close, tight, clippered haircuts. It's all in the family here. You feeling this? I've always believed in the product category that sometimes we offer too much. Yeah, we're trying to be everything to everybody. You know, John Amico, the company that makes my product, is 600 SKUs. But we recognize people don't buy all 600 of them. They buy the 2 or 3 that are appropriate for them. But somebody else buys 2 or 3 different ones. I've always been fascinated by the single SKU brand concept. A brand that is literally one, what we call hero item. One item that in its category is so good. And that's really what I did with AfterBuzz. Advanced Formula Scalp Care. There's literally nobody else out there in the category that I'm aware of, specifically, not skin care, not hair care, not face care, but scalp care for short, tight, clipper, tapered haircuts. And in my category, I can claim I'm the best in that conversation. There's nobody better. There's nothing better. If this is what you need and want, this is what you need and want. That specialization in products, I think, plays to the same extent that it plays in service delivery in the professional beauty industry. So don't be afraid to go narrow. I cut hair. I cut short hair. I cut short hair on guys. I cut short hair on guys with clippers. I cut short hair on guys with clippers, tight military looks. I cut short hair on guys with clippers, short, tight military looks, specifically flat tops. Now we're talking. Now we are very, very, very... So my question to you, put it in the comments. Chime in here, guys. What is your specialty? What really gets you excited? What really motivates you? What really gets you happy in our business? Because that right there is their specialty. Now, the last thing I want to cover in the specialty conversation is this. You may be thinking about this, you may be listening to this, and you may not be sure that you can specialize to the extent that I'm describing and be successful. I'm talking about, you know what, I'm going to be a bob cutter. Off the shoulder bobs. That's all I'm going to do is bobs. Is there enough business? There is. Flat top guy, is there enough business? There is. I know a couple people on the web in the last few years. I've become fascinated by following two people in particular who cut shag haircuts. And that is all they do. They have such talent for it. They're passionate about it. And their work is stunning. And they're not having any problem being busy. Do you guys know the magic number? Let's talk about the magic number. How many clients do you need? Remember, there's 328 million people in America. 328 million people in America. You can't cut them all. You won't cut them all. You don't want to cut them all. I think when we talk about marketing and attracting a client base, we stagger ourselves with unrealistically large numbers. The number you need to know is 400. 400. That's it. 400 is the number of active customers that you need. When I say active customers, I mean people who, if asked the question, who's your hair cutter? The answer is, Ivan's my hair cutter. That's it. 400 people. With 400 people, you're booked and busy. With 400 people, you can be a $100,000 hair cutter. With 400 people, you've got a business. You've got a clientele. You've got success. Now let's talk haircuts because, you know, I'm the haircut guy. Some people get their haircut twice a year. If you work short, some people get their haircut twice a week. If you do more traditional haircutting in general, typically it's about 6.5 weeks of client cycle. 400 people will have you fully booked and busy. Fully booked is 80% occupied. Now, that's not that many people. Go look at the population of your town or your general market, your municipal area. I live in a town of 60,000 outside the city of Chicago, 2.7 million. In the Chicago metropolitan area, I think it's about 9.1 million people. It's a lot of people. Let's just look at my suburb. 60,000 divided by 400. My town, my little town, can support 150 hair cutters. That's 400 people apiece, 60,000 people. That means 1 out of every 150 people need to be your customers. That's easy. That's not that many people. If you line up any random 150 people, one of them needs to be yours within your community. And of course, we know communities are porous. People cross the borders to come in from other communities to make purchases like haircuts. And people cross the border out to get a haircut in the next neighboring community. So it's really a function of the greater community in which you are a part and a member that really makes the numbers work. But 400 is just not that many. Guys, it's one of the reasons I built the book 100 by 100. That's 100 new haircut customers in 100 days, guaranteed. That's the foundation of a brand new career for an individual haircutter. That's the level up for a busy building haircutter. And that's the explode your future for an established haircutter. It also represents 25% of what you need to build your business. 100 days is about 3 months. 100 times 4 is about 12 months. That's about a year. So this plan times 4 is a year, is 400 customers, is you are fully booked and busy. It's part of the reason, it's one of the answers to where do I get my number, that it takes, give or take a week, it takes 365 days in the haircutting business to go from I am brand new and I have no customers to arrive at I am fully booked and busy. 365 days, people. My friends, it takes a year. Now, the challenge there is if you've been in the business 366 days, if you've been in the business 1 day more than a year, and you are not fully booked and busy, something's wrong. Something's missing. I can help you. I don't know what's wrong or what's missing talking to you on Facebook like this, but I could help you. Please don't hesitate to reach out. But it takes 365 days to go from brand new to fully booked and busy. And I can help you do that, and I can help you get there. And this is just one of the answers. 100 by 100. Specialization is one of the answers. You become more important to fewer people. That's the key to specialization in the business. All right, friends. In recap, we talked about specialization. We talked about the webinar that's coming up next week, Monday, 1 week from today, 8 p.m. My 10 predictions for the future of the haircutting industry. The link is on my Instagram. The link's been shared on Twitter and Facebook. I want to invite you to register. You need to pre-register to join me for that webinar. It's totally free. I think it's going to be a very interesting program and conversation, and I would love to have you join me for that. I do want to mention fade brushes are on sale this week. Dual texture fade brushes are on sale. When you fade, you ask a brush to do two things. You either ask it to lift up the hair so the clipper can grab it. You ask it to lift the hair so the clipper can grab it and cut it. Or you use the brush to clear the clippings away. The dual texture fade brush, long side firm, short side soft. Long side for lifting, short side for clearing clippings. 100% sanitizable. Soap and water, barbicide, and rinse, hospital grade silicone. Now, you know, it's important that you cut a clean fade. But it's also important that you fade clean. These are fully sanitizable. And you know how important it is today for your clients to be confident in your ability to work clean, in a clean environment with clean tools. These are in a 2-pack. You buy 2 at a time. If you buy 2 2-packs, 4, you get 1 free. That's pay for 4 and get 5. That's about 20% off. This is the deal for the week, and it runs through Friday. You don't need a coupon code. You don't need anything special. There's a link in my Instagram, or you can go to ivanzoot.com. Order 4. Get a 5th one free. If you order 100 of them, I'm going to send you 125 of them. 20% off. That's the way that works. Now, sanitizable, fresh one for every customer. You need to have a bunch of them in the shop. That's the special of the week. Remember the weekly cycle. Today, Monday, was the live class. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is the text blog. Wednesday night is the meeting at 8 p.m. Everyone is welcome to join in for my weekly meeting. Thursday is the video posted and sent out through my mailing list. And Friday is the podcast. Topic of the week, specialization. You saw the class and you heard it here. I invite you to watch it again on replay. Replays on this class are available until Friday. That's the way we're working things now. And we'll be back with a new topic of the week next week. So thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to go online, get a copy of $100,000 Hair Cutter. I'm still running the deal on 100 by 100 free. Just pay shipping and handling. So if you don't have this book yet, Again, go to ivanzoot.com or go to the links in my Instagram or on my Twitter. In my links is the link for the free book, Just Pay Shipping and Handling. I hope you have a great day. I'll be around for questions and conversation throughout the week. I want to help you build and grow your business, and I think specialization today. Remember, if you are everything to everyone, you are nothing to anyone. Specialization is the key to being more valuable and more important to fewer people to build your business and enjoy success in the industry. And remember, specialization lets you be more happy more often, because we're never happier than when we do what we love. And I love talking to you guys here every day on the web. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.